we're going to go over 3 of my favorite techniques. They're my favorite because they're the most effective and they save me a ton of time. But these are the best techniques for finding guest blogs. So here's what we're going to cover. These are the 3 techniques. We're going to cover keyword search terms, top lists, and Blogrolls. I'm not going to tell you any more because I got to keep you curious watching so you'll get through all of it. If I told you, what would be the fun in that? All right, let's get started. First off, what I want to do is I need to set the stage for a few things. We're going to be talking a lot about search terms, and anyone can search Google, but there's a few things that separate power searchers from everybody else, and those things help those people find what they want, anything they want, in no time at all. It saves them a ton of time, a lot of hassle, and a lot of headaches. So I'm going to teach you a few of those things because they're going to really help when combining with all those keywords you came up with in the last video in our previous lesson. So I'm going to show you how you can combine those and make them extremely powerful. So to do that, I'm going to give you a few tips on different things with searching with Google. Now, if you already know this, that's great. If not, this is going to catch you up to speed and help you with those, not only this, but everyday searching with anything. So let's talk about the first phrase. The first search hack is simply using quotes. Now, putting quotes around any phrase in Google, any search term where you're talking about more than one word. So instead of business, we say small business. Okay. It tells Google to only search for that phrase in that order. So here's what I mean. If I am searching small business, and I put it in Google just like that, what it tells Google is to search for the word small, search for the word business, search for the phrase small business and the phrase business small. Now it tells them to search for those 4 phrases, and look how many search results you come up with. 3 trillion or 3 gazillion. I don't know how much that is. It's a lot. 3.6 trillion searches. You are never ever going to. That's just way too many. If you're searching for small business, you don't need to know about everything that has the word small in it because you aren't going to care. So what we do is just put those quotes around it. Now look how many search results comes up there. 247 billion. Now, that's still a big number, but in comparison, it is tiny. So what that does is just tells Google to search for the word small business together and nothing else. That's going to be extremely powerful for a lot of the things we do when we are not only searching for bloggers, but also information in their website, which I'll tell you more about a little later. Now, let me just give you one more. And this is just something helpful that you can use, especially when you're trying to narrow down your search. And this is just putting a minus sign before any word, any phrase, or any website. It allows you to exclude those results from Google. Let me give you a quick example. If I'm searching back to the small business example, right? And I put this search, we did our phrase, that's great. But say that Wikipedia, for some reason, I do not want it, okay? Personally, for me, I hate getting any website on about.com. They flood my top 10 results. Sometimes I get 4 or 5, and I can't stand it. So a lot of times I do this technique for using about.com. But say we don't want Wikipedia in our searches for some reason, okay? All I have to do is add to that search phrase Wikipedia or wikipedia.org. Now look at the same search results, and you can see that it takes out that search result completely. I also just noticed what it did to the the number of searches, but which is really odd. But anyways, that will be super helpful when you are trying to take out different types of words and different types of websites that just do not matter, so you can get to the good stuff. All right, let's jump straight into the number one technique for searching. I put this one first because it is the most important. It's going to be the foundation. It's what we were just talking about, and it's how to apply those little tricks I just told you with your keywords, and that is combination search terms and keywords. So what you see here is a list of different search queries, things that we're just going to throw straight into Google that you can literally replace. When it says keyword or KW, meaning keyword, you can replace that with your keywords that you came up with in the last lesson and add that with these different terms, and guest post opportunities will pop up like crazy. Why so many different terms? I gave you just a handful. There's hundreds of different ways we could say this, but in short, everybody says it differently, right? So somebody may call it a guest post, somebody may call it a guest blogger, somebody may call it a guest article or a guest column. Someone may say contribute, someone may say write, someone may say blog. So it's just because putting the same keyword with these different like guest post or submit post is going to turn up different results. So we are just going to be quickly trying out all these different ways to find guest blogs. We can't be picky. It's a process that you want to get into, and you want to be quick about it because you don't want to spend all your time searching. You want to spend your time writing and getting featured on these sites, right? So a quick note on this, it does not matter. Some of these I have the keyword before, some I have after. It doesn't matter. And you don't need to put the plus sign. You just put a space in there. Let me give you an example. So let's say I am a fitness instructor or a trainer or something, and I want to guest post on some Zumba sites. I don't know why I picked that, but it works. So what I did here was used this example right here. I used that very first one, the keyword plus guest post, okay? And I did the keyword with Zumba, and I put guest post in quotes like we talked about, so Google only searches for that. And look at that, it shows a bunch of different guest post opportunities right on the first page. We have someone who wrote a guest post on this, who has time for the gym blog. So that means if someone else is guest posting, there's probably an opportunity for you. We have one on a guest post right here. It's somebody's first guest post. That's perfect. They're probably trying to build some momentum. Down at the bottom, there's a bunch more of people introducing different guest posts. So this one search term will bring a ton of different opportunities. Here's another one, and I did the longer one. And what I did here was combine two terms, so Google, so I don't have to search them separately, but I did become a contributor, and by putting that or in caps, what that does is Google will search for become a contributor or contribute to this article. So you don't have to do a couple different searches, it just does it right there for you. And it does the same thing. It brings up different results, and it doesn't bring up one thing you got to remember is you're not going to get all, fantastic posts on every single search that you do. You'll probably get more bad posts than good ones or more not qualified ones. That's okay. For example, look at this second result, Zumbathon in Vancouver. That's obviously not a guest post. It's an event. We don't care about it. We just skip right over it. Don't even worry about it. All right, let's jump into the next search technique, and that is using some of the knowledge we just talked about and finding top lists. Now, what I mean by that is there are already big lists of blogs that people, the internet loves lists, if you haven't noticed. So there are already huge lists of blogs that people will compile in every industry that will show like the top bloggers in that industry. We're going to take advantage of that and see who those people are, because we could not only get some keyword ideas from that, they may be good people to reach out to. So how you do that, you don't even need quotes. All we need to do is put in Google top and the keyword. So for example, I did financial blogs, okay? So I just put in, and I add blogs there to make sure that's what we're getting, but I put in top financial blogs, and then I added 2013, which is helpful for finding recent ones. You leave that out, you'll get a bigger array of lists. So look at this. I found the Time list of the 25 best financial, the top 50 finance, the best financial bloggers, 14 must read. I mean, we're looking at almost 100 blogs right there that are current, that you could go through, that might have, that might give you good ideas for keywords. It might give you a bunch of different ideas, and it might be good people to reach out to. The other way you can do that is just saying your keyword plus the word list. So financial blogs list. And you see the first result is the same, but the Wisebread result, which is a great like personal finance blog, that's a different one. A list of the top 25 finance blogs, that's another one as well. So there you have two different results, and tons of opportunities to do some research inside of that. Now, keep one thing in mind when you're searching these top lists. The reason that they're on the top list is because they are the most popular blogs in that field. It doesn't mean they're the best, it just means that they are the most popular, okay? So, they may be more competitive than the others, but that doesn't mean that you can't go after it, and it doesn't mean that you can't learn something if you aren't going to do it. What I like to do is either bookmark these big lists or just throw them onto the Google Doc that I'm working with, or a Word doc, and just have that a list of different resources, so I don't have to go back and find them again, especially if I'm looking at doing this in the future. All right. The third thing is something that I think that a lot of people overlook, and that is searching Blogrolls. First, let me tell you what a blogroll is. A blogroll is simply a list of links to other blogs that the owner of the site has posted for people to recommend those blogs to their visitors. Basically, how this works is, the motivation behind it is, it's for a lot of individual bloggers. You won't find huge multi-author blogs doing this, but a lot of individual bloggers will do this because it's reciprocal. I'll link to you if you link to me, type of thing. But the great thing for us is the blogs are all usually related, so it's a fantastic place to look. This is another Zumba type blog. Look at this. Healthy Options. Baker Wannabe. Bogey's Wonderland. Domestic Diva Wannabe. Healthy at 40. Perfectly Blended. Shop and Tell. All these things are, if Zumba's my target audience, this is pure gold for me. This is exactly what I'm looking for, these other types of blogs. Also, if I want to add to my keyword list, Healthy Options is a fantastic one. Baker, that makes me think of different like baker, like healthy baking, alternatives, low carb baking, things like that. Healthful Choice, Healthy at 40. So segmenting down to different age groups could be a fantastic way to niche down. Being a mother and being healthy, or giving your kids healthy options. I mean, look at all these different ideas. This is incredible. So there is 5 or 8 other keywords for you as well, even if you don't click on them. All right, one last tip. I was talking about all those popular blogs and how don't be afraid to go after them, but that comes with one caveat. While everyone else is going after those A-list bloggers because they are the most popular. If you, I would not recommend doing the same thing. I would say start with B or C-list bloggers that show potential, that are starting out, maybe building some momentum, and go with those. Here's why. First off, A-list bloggers are extremely busy. They do not have time. You will not be able to build a relationship with them. It's going to be a very transactional thing, which might be great. That might hit your goals. That's fantastic. But if you are wanting to get your name out there, or you're wanting to blog on a couple different blogs, it's going to be much more difficult to do that. These guys are growing. These, maybe a B-list blogger, they're not as big, but it gives you the opportunity to grow with them. It's easier to build relationships. They have a little more time on their hands probably, and they are hungry to meet you too. They want to meet other people. They want to build relationships. So this is a fantastic way to get away from the crowd and jump on it. All right, I said this was the last thing, and I lied. The very last thing that I want to do is tell you, or is give you, this guest blog template. Now, this is something that you'll see in a link here in the course, and what it is just an easy template that you can copy and paste that has the things like the blog name, URL, contact, email, page rank, all that good stuff that you can record for your research. Now, I'm going to talk about how to find all this stuff in the next video, but if you've already started looking for blogs, jump in here and you're going to use this in your homework. But the great thing about this is I want you to take it and make it your own. Add, delete, do whatever you want to, but make it your own and figure out whatever you want to accomplish that. Now, if you, for example, if PageRank does not fit your goals, you don't care about that, all you care about is visitors, then delete PageRank and just focus on how much traffic it'll bring your site. All right, here's your homework. Try each of these search techniques with your own keywords and just record a few different blogs and throw them in just the URL section. Don't even worry about anything else. We're going to talk about that if you haven't already watched the other video in the next video. But use those keywords, grab those search terms, put them together, mix and match. Don't take a lot of time, but just see what you come up with. Search some different top lists, throw them maybe at the very bottom of that spreadsheet just so you have them. And always keep your eye out for different Blogrolls so you can jump in there and see what related posts are, what related blogs are in the current blogs that you're working with. And that's it.